Oh, one sec. Anyway, last time we left off, everyone was doing fine, doing great. They need to turn off the football sounds. Here we go. Um, and yeah, you guys started a stampede in the middle of a elven city, potentially killing hundreds. Um, right.
All in favor of blaming cameras.
I
I
wait.
No, too late. You already agreed. Can't take it back.
And you guys made it into the city of Hyenalon. And you found the gatekeepers. And the last thing you saw was one of them waving you to come into their big temple, and then they went in. Enter the heroes. Stage left.
Alright. Nice temple you got here. Be a shame if something were to. What? Sorry, it's been a while. Why did we come here?
No, it's a
Like,
good question. I don't remember either.
No, it's a
I
fair
remember some of the stuff that happened in this area. But seriously, it's been a really long time.
It's been almost 6 months, I think. Yeah, so yes. Actually, it's not been that long. Wow. It's only been like 3 months.
I was gonna say that's still 3 months.
Anyway, rude. It is the first tomorrow, right? I didn't get paid. I hope. Yeah.
I have to pay rent.
Yeah. Do you need to be out on the street corner tonight? Forrest?
It's not till later.
Okay.
I work nights.
Yeah, fair. Anyway. So you guys overthrew a government, killing a whole bunch of people in the process, and in the process, you also discovered that there is a group of people of a shadowy, spooky nature that are attempting to obtain the words of power to a ritual that will merge the. Is it the nine hells or Gehenna? Which one's the lawful evil? Anyway, trying to merge the realm of hell with your plane, and in doing so take over. And you also discovered that the gatekeepers might have some knowledge as to what they plan on doing, or at least some information about the words themselves. So you traveled to Hyenalon to speak with them.
It looks like it could be either Nine Hells or Gehenna, depending on the
I think
cosmology.
fairly certain.
Nine Hells looks probably more like it.
I'm fairly certain it was the nine hells.
I think Gehenna is one of the hells within Gehenna, or the nine hells.
Not in Forgotten Realms cosmology, but I don't know if Stetson's using that one.
Loosely. Any questions?
Oh yeah, you revealed yourself as a spellcaster.
What?
Yeah. So about that.
Yeah.
You cast a fireball where you were freaking drunk as shit. Everybody saw.
I have scrolls. I was a merchant. Exactly. We have important things to do.
No, we did this earlier while we were on our way here.
I will allow it.
Okay.
I had a scroll.
That
Well,
there
it's
no.
not here anymore. I used it. No, it was small. Just a small scroll. Attacked a scroll.
I agree. It should be a bluff versus insight thing. You believe him that there is a scroll?
Does everybody else believe him, or does anybody else care? Nope, doesn't believe.
I call bullshit.
Oh. Yeah, actually, you're so bad that you're actually giving him a +5 on his 11. So the only one that currently doesn't believe him is Nope.
Plus, yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't a scroll. It was the trick I picked up.
You picked up a trick to cast Fireball.
Well, it's a pretty good trick.
I think it's more than a trick.
Are you guys gonna like kill me? Please don't.
No, but knowing this could be useful. Yeah, we're all
Okay.
basically outlaws at this point.
I can use magic. It's not real reliable, and I've never actually been trained in it. But especially when I get scared, like right now, don't push me.
I still feel like it's more useful than you with a crossbow.
Yes. He told me a while back. I've seen him use several spells successfully.
And one unsuccessfully.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. Yes. Remember approximately 5 years ago, but actually just like a week ago, when we blew up the Goliath half on accident? Yeah. He told me that's how we got to the powder storage.
So, yeah. Anyone have a problem with me? Because I can leave.
Oh, I'm happy to have a spellcaster along. That could be very useful.
Well, at least I'm glad you guys are open-minded. I'll be a little more useful. I'm not gonna be super obvious, especially because there are people who would like me to die. But I promise to be a little better.
He asked me to keep it a secret. Why do you think he kept it a secret himself because he wanted it to be a secret. I'm just gonna go around telling people.
Thank you, Taela.
You're welcome.
You're my best friend.
Okay. Appreciate that.
Though it would be entertaining
that
though.
you had to find out like that. I didn't hurt anyone, did I?
I think you blew up some people who needed to get blown up.
Well, that's good. Well, that's good. Well, I've never really been on good terms with any government, so
I am a law-abiding citizen.
Right.
yeah, we clearly saw that in the last city. Now that we took your people and put them as the government.
It's the law. Yes.
None
That
are worth
Josh
their
knows
share.
of.
Absolutely, friend.
So strange things happen sometimes when I cast spells. Don't worry about it. Probably won't kill you. One time I did turn someone into a potted plant, though.
Thought not again.
Do you know why you turned that person into a potted plant? Or is it a mystery?
I didn't mean to, if that's what you're asking. True polymorph is not something I can do. So, yeah.
Yes, sorry, I do have one more bit of digression. Does anybody remember why I have something called a fancy stone in my inventory? So I don't remember what this is.
that
I shall take a look.
It's literally just one item that I don't have a weight for called fancy stone. I don't remember where I got it. I must have thought that was enough at the time. Yeah.
Oh, those are also in my notes that I don't have anymore. Wait.
Oh God.
Well, when you identify them, we'll randomly roll up a table. Same thing with the gemstone.
Do you have an identify spell? Enialis?
I don't know.
No. Okay.
I think. No, I'm pretty sure I don't. Although I should have another first level spell. And another second level spell. And another third level spell. Huh. It appears I did not level up entirely the last time I played.
God.
I'm gonna just continue. I'll make it up. Pretty sure I know what I want anyway.
Anyway, now that we're through that,
How much healing do healing potions do? Never mind, I can look it up. Just keep going.
Yep. Ogma, I believe. To look at someone else's character sheet quickly.
Oh no, sorcerers actually can't get identify. Sorry guys,
Yes, it is. It is Ogma.
you'll have to rely on someone else for that.
Yes. Are you worried about bursting into flames? Anyway, an old man is like, follow me. What do you do?
I follow the old man.
I encourage everyone to follow the old man.
Okay. He lights a little like lamp on a stick and begins to walk through the halls silently.
Is this
I
normal,
continue
Camera?
following the old man.
I suppose you'll tell me if it isn't.
I nod. Continue on.
Okay.
He leads you through the temple, which is quite dark at this point. It's nighttime. The sun has set, and the temple is quite old. And he leads you to a set of rooms and motions for you, and he goes, your rooms.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, kind sir.
They are lit by candles, so you don't have to cast light. They're austere but comfortable. Some books on the wall and a bed and a lamp and a desk.
I examined how many of these rooms are there?
There are four. Five. How many are there of your rooms?
There's 5 of this. Okay. So I will go into my room and look around.
I just go in mine and lay down.
Your bed is not meant for giants, so it is rather small, but you are able to lay on top of it. With your little feetsies dangling off the edge.
Feetsies.
Yes, that is a technical DM term, feetsies.
For giant feet. I see.
All right, what's everyone else doing?
I'm just gonna
Being
lay
BRB.
Just-
They don't seem to have a theme. They're mostly about old wars and histories of kings and gods and just general histories of major events. Okay.
I'll do something similar. I'm gonna peruse through the books that I see that are available.
Roll a history check. Setalli. Is that a skill? That is a skill, right?
Yep.
Okay. Religion, actually. Good. You failed, which means you found information that you didn't know existed. If you'd passed it, you just thrown it away. You get a permanent +1 on religion checks. What sort of books are you looking for, Nick?
If there are any like journals, like personal accounts of recent past, recent history.
Sure. Go ahead and make a history check. Hey, you also get a permanent +1 on history.
Okay.
Nothing particularly of interest to you, but you do gain some general knowledge of recent history.
Oh,
Oh,
wait,
wait.
no, I don't get any more spells. I'm stupid. I forgot how my class works.
I am back.
How can I add that +1? Oh, got it.
Tim, what are you doing?
I was just looking around my room.
You find books in a bed and a desk.
Okay. I will sit on my bed.
Okay. And Forrest?
I'm just sitting there, shaking. Still a little nervous.
Okay. All right. So you guys are otherwise going to sleep, I assume, rest for the night.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you lay your heads down for the night, and you open your eyes to a battlefield.
You.
You are standing together. This is actually where I was going to split you all up, but since everyone's actually here, I'm just going to have you all do it together.
I didn't do it.
Are you sure?
No.
You can all
pretty
see
sure.
each other, but you all seem to be wearing much better equipment than you went to sleep with. And you're surrounded by soldiers.
Oh, do they look
Do
familiar?
we know? Yes.
Angry.
They do not look familiar, but their symbol, they're all wearing red, black, and silver armor. Red, black, and silver is a good color combo. And their symbol is, one sec, I have to do a Google search. Yes, okay. So their symbol is a large pair of scales resting on a warhammer. Sure.
Well,
Forrest, you're fairly certain that this is the symbol of the god of drunkenness.
I'm fairly certain that this is the symbol of the god of drunkenness. These are the warriors of the drunk. They get together and drink.
I'm gonna link the picture in Discord. Oh, Camrith. Someone finally is like, you suspect that that is the symbol of the god of Tyr. The god Tyr, not the god of Tyr.
Well, is that good or bad? Who's the god of Tyr?
It's the god of Tyr.
The god of Tyr.
You know that Tyr is the god of justice and nobility, Camrith. He's the lawful good god of law and justice and part of the Triad. His dogma is primarily concerned with the punishment of wrongdoers and general furthering of law and good in the world. Blech.
Okay.
They're surrounding us. Like they're going to kill us.
Are they angry at us or?
They're not even looking at you.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's
Do we
good.
see what they're looking at?
They seem to be looking at the battle that is raging on the field below your bluff.
Oh.
As you are speaking, one of them runs up to Taela and is like, Commander, what do we do? Do we join them?
I suppose a cutscene isn't gonna play here and tell me what's actually going on. Can I tell who's fighting down below?
You see people in armor, but it doesn't look like it's just. So I got the wrong god. These guys are all in blue and white. They're not all just in blue and white. They're people in many colors. But you can't really see the combatants very well.
Yes.
You heard the commander. March! And they all charge down the bluff, towards the battle.
Okay.
Can I stab myself with a pen?
Do you would you be carrying a pen normally? Yes, you would. Yes, you can
Yeah.
stab yourself with a pen.
All right. Did it hurt?
It hurt like hell.
All right. Damn it.
So
I have no freaking idea. That seems like the best way to find out what's going on, so I'm gonna say yes.
Ow.
what am I wearing?
I would say we.
Go ahead.
I would say we get close enough that we can better see what's going on. But if they can see us, they can probably hurt us too. I would say let's try to stay as far back as possible.
Alright.
Well, if you're the commander, you should stay up here and direct the battle.
I can't tell what's going on, so I think I'm gonna need to get a little closer than that.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're volunteering to go forward and look for me. Thanks. That's big of you, Enialis. I'll stay back.
Oh, sure, I'll do it. Fine, I hate you.
Enialis, this is when you actually realize that you're not only there, but you're actually flying right now.
All right, so
I guess you learned to fly at some point.
like flying on a carpet just by myself?
Nope, you're flying of your own power, apparently.
All right, cool.
As you notice this, however, you do fall to the ground.
Ow. Yeah, more than it should have, or shouldn't have. Good question. Yeah, let's avoid that. What do you want me to do, Commander?
What you suggested. Take a look and see who's fighting.
All right. I try and cast fly.
You try and cast fly. Okay.
Oh fuck.
Sure. But first you have to roll on another table. Let me see if I can find the wild magic table. Okay, we're gonna roll a D100, boys and girls.
You want me to?
Yeah, actually. Okay, you can take one additional action immediately.
Did fly work?
Yeah, you are now flying.
All right. I'm surprised. I don't know what to do. I guess I go down there anyway.
Okay, as for the rest of you, you all come to start to realize that you're wearing much better equipment than you normally would. Let me actually figure out what the spell for sorcerers is. And if you have the ability to fly. One sec.
Sorcerers do have the ability to fly. Yeah, it's a 3rd level spell.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, you're flying now. And yeah, you notice you're all wearing much better armor than you normally are. And Setalli, you notice that your hands are chained. Yes.
Bye.
Yep, you all look like yourselves. You're in better armor, you have a bigger glaive, better bows and axes.
Uh, do I seem to have a key for that or something?
After searching your various pockets on your fancy leather armor, you do notice that you have a key.
Sure.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, they do. They unlock you.
All right, what do I see?
You see men in various armors and fighting what appear to be various kinds of demons.
All right. Anything about the terrain in particular I should notice?
It's a flat plane. It seems to be of your world. It's not like you're in a different world.
Okay.
And yeah, you're. I mean, like, what are you looking for specifically?
I'm just looking for anything to tell me where I might be.
Ah.
Landmark.
Right. So you can see the mountains to the north that would seem to indicate that you are in the southern regions. You'd assume either the elven or human lands, but you can't tell exactly where. Other than that, there's not really any indication as to exactly where it is.
Any place where the demons seem to be coming from?
Well, it's a pretty massive battle. You don't see a really central source for it.
So I go ahead and return them back up and relay that we're fighting against demons, and we should probably join.
All right.
Okay.
Can any of us make some sort of check to for visions? I assume we figure we're all on a vision, and this just isn't like our new lives now. Maybe yes, maybe no.
There is not really a check you can perform, no.
Okay. Well, it appears we're fighting against demons. We should probably help. I don't really know what's going to happen if we lose. I don't really know what's going to happen if we win. Try not to die because you might actually die. I don't know. This is interesting.
All right.
So you guys gloriously charge down the bluff into the fray.
So I'd prefer to stay back and do pew pew, but other than that, yes.
Yep.
Okay. So there's hundreds and hundreds of demons, and there's not really battle lines. It's kind of a big mess right now. But if you guys sort of want to arrange yourself as you enter the battle, I'll try to work around that.
So remind me who's who here.
We're helping a bunch of people.
Sorry, which characters tokens are who?
Oh.
So
I have the axe.
I'm the one directly above you.
I'm the dude with the red.
yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna keep flying. And scout, I guess. For anything that looks important.
Okay, so
Any
There-
large demons, especially.
the ballsack thing is the bluff that you're running off of, and the line that I've drawn is the battle lines, or
Okay.
like where the battle starts. So, take your actions in the following order and add them manually. Okay. Okay. As you do so, massive bolts of eldritch energy launch out of your hand, great arcs, killing hundreds of demons.
Holy shit. Yeah, I pause and turn back and look in disbelief.
As you do so, groups of human soldiers turn around and are like, "She's loose! Get her! Attack!" and begin charging towards you.
Can I do is talking as a free action? Persuasion.
Yeah.
I'll tell them she's not the biggest threat we're facing. You need to return to your posts and fight the battle.
The soldiers salute and turn back and return to the battle. All right. Go ahead. Nope.
Nicely done, Commander.
Yeah.
As you cross 45 feet or whatever that ends up being, you notice that
Should be 40, yeah.
you notice that you're not even remotely tired and could continue for probably another 40 or 80 more feet.
We'll just get into the middle here. Okay, what's going on around me?
There are demons fighting men, hundreds and hundreds of them.
I would like to swing at a demon.
Okay. You swing at one of the demons and crush it with your axe.
I'll swing as many times as I am able.
In a just swath of blood, demon parts go flying everywhere, and you're covered in just gore and demon blood.
I smile.
Okay. It is now not Camrith. It's now Enialis' turn.
All right, I'm going to fly upwards and over the lines of the battle
Okay.
there, but about 60 feet up.
Okay.
And I'm going to scout, see what I can see.
Okay.
I can see if there's any angry demons that look angrier than normal.
You do notice some very large. I had a list here. 1 second. Yes.
Or maybe they just saw you.
Rude.
Yeah. Okay. So you're just gonna, when we get back, you're just gonna turn and be like that all the time. There's no reason you keep that hidden at all.
Anyway, you see, Enialis, you see several Baylors in a line deeper into the fighting.
Okay. Do I have the cantrip message?
You may.
All right. Well, then I try using a cantrip message at the commander.
You successfully message cantrip.
And I tell him
Cantrip
about the Baylors over yonder. It looks like a stronghold of the enemy.
Taela, you receive a message in your mind that says that there are several Baylors, and it appears to be whatever he said. Yeah.
Okay. Can I respond, or I don't know how message works?
Yeah, you can respond.
Yeah, you can.
Thank you, Enialis. Be careful up there.
Always.
Are you taking any other actions?
No, that was my action.
Okay. It is now your turn, Camrith.
So after seeing these feats of superhuman strength, can I like test the grounds, see if I can do anything crazy with my staff?
You're trying to do like a.
I'm gonna like charge the battlefield, leap, and slam into the ground, and try to like
Okay. You
take as many
successfully
out.
leap into the air, slam into the ground, knocking soldiers and demons away from you as you do.
And I just take as many of the demons out as I can.
In a series of swift strikes, you take out several demons. Barely breaking a sweat.
Despite myself, I'm having a good time and I smile.
It is now Taela's turn. I think it's Taela.
Can I see the Baylors Forrest was talking about?
Not through the battle, not clearly. You can probably see them as like the battle sort of shifts and sways. You can catch glimpses of them, but it's hard to catch a good like line of sight.
I suppose I know how to fly. How hard would it be for me to get back? I suppose I couldn't see them really from the cliff, could I? So that would help. I'll just try to shoot them when I am able to see them.
Okay. You line up a shot, waiting for the lines to sort of sway and fight back, and you manage to hear, or you hear a loud noise as you fire your weapon.
Sounded good.
And you've fired your weapon multiple times during that period. So you heard a loud "brah" for each time you fired your weapon. Blah. Anyway, it's now Setalli's turn. As you do, several demons fall before you, and you sort of cut a swath of very bewildered men on your way, cutting down demons that they were fighting. And they sort of back up and level spears at you, but don't like take any action on it. It is now Nope's turn. I'm going to delete the drawings and move Taela back to represent you guys being in the thick of things. Okay. Yeah. Nope, what are you doing?
I look around for the biggest demon.
Setalli's cut a pretty large swath, and you do start to see the line of Baylors ahead. Are you going to charge them?
Are they like actually lined up?
Yes, they're in a formation.
Yes, I want to try and cut down as many as I can because fun.
Okay. As you charge up, one starts to step towards you. I'll actually add him in here somewhere. Sweet. Ah, there we go. Brrr. Where? Sure, we'll use an alien. Right. I'm surprised there's no Baylor tokens, I'll be real honest. Right. Right. All right. Roll an attack roll. That does connect. Okay. You do 16 damage to it.
Then I attack it again.
Sure. That hits as well. Okay. You've done 22 damage to it. Okay. Do you take any other actions?
Can I swing any more, or is it just normal attacks at this point?
It's just normal attacks at this point.
Then I'm good.
Okay. Enialis.
Try to use Move Earth.
Move Earth.
Yeah. It's a 6th level transmutation spell that I've heard about.
Okay. You pull a small iron blade out of your bag of crap and begin to cast Move Earth.
I try and reshape the. Put a gigantic pit between the Baylors. Or. Let me draw this.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's a trench.
Okay.
Kind of. With a choke.
Okay. Are you taking any other actions?
No.
Okay. It is now Camera's turn.
I notice the choke and make my way there. Set up.
Okay.
Ideally, with enough space that Nope will be able to come take it over eventually. But I take defensive stance.
Okay. Holding your action until one of them moves, presumably.
Yep.
Okay. It is now your turn, Taela.
Keep shooting at the Baylors.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll. That hits.
Oh, wait, sorry, was somebody in melee range of them? I can't really tell.
The only one that's in melee range is the one that Nope is fighting.
Yeah, I guess no sneak attack then.
Okay.
since I'm the commander. So yeah, I guess that's it.
Okay. And then it is now Taela's turn. Excuse me, not Taela. It's now Setalli's turn. To your knowledge, you're only familiar with the ones that you'd know. Right. Right, but you don't feel like you're any more powerful or less powerful. Like, it's all coming as a surprise to you so far. Okay. One's across the gap. Okay, go ahead and cast that. Okay. Oh shit, I see what you mean. Okay. So you're doing that much damage plus. Where the hell is it? Okay, there we go. Okay. And it is now Nope's turn.
I swing at the one I'm fighting again.
Okay.
Hold on. I was refreshing on an ability. I'm going to attack recklessly, which gives me advantage on my attack rolls.
Okay. That hits.
Son of a bitch.
That also hits, actually. One second
What
here.
the hell?
Are you taking any other actions?
No.
It is now Enialis' turn.
Can I make some checks here?
Sure.
Do I know the name of any knowledgeable creature in the service of Agma?
Make a religion check. Knowledgeable creature. You mean like one of his disciples, like one of the people that work represents him? What do you mean by knowledgeable creature? This is not something
One
I
of
was-
his servants, or I assume he doesn't have demons, but the equivalent.
Maybe.
Yes, is Daedra. Or
Go
like
ahead.
his priests, like a knowledgeable priest.
Right. Go ahead and do whatever you're planning on doing, and I'll try to play along. I'm not sure.
All right, I'm gonna fly back and go back to the ground behind the lines of battle.
Okay.
Go onto the ground, cast Gate,
Gate.
and I'm gonna utter the name of a specific person I think might be able to answer some questions I have.
Okay. Let me look up the spell Gate first. As you do so, everything seems to stop, and out of the gate, a single hand pops out with a blank scroll that kind of pops down.
All right, take and read the scroll, I guess.
There is nothing on it. It is a blank scroll. That is the definition of what that is.
Well, that's pretty much my my turn there.
You're not going to try to ask it questions or anything.
Oh, I assumed. Okay, yeah, I'll ask.
You by the nose.
Where
Just a
am
little
I?
bit there. You are in your room, sleeping. The scroll starts to write.
What is this vision of?
This vision is a vision of nothing or everything.
Future or past?
The the past often is reflected in the future.
Can I think? Take a round to think.
Sure.
Think real hard. I'm gonna need to think about how helpful this is.
Okay. It is now Cameron's turn.
I'm gonna whack him with my stick, the one on my left.
Okay. Roll your attack roll. Oh, that definitely hits. How do you guys have plus 10s? Did I let you guys have plus 10s?
Yeah, this is the magical item you gave me.
Oh. Oh dear. Okay, so you're gonna expend a charge.
Going to expend one charge.
Okay. So go ahead and roll damage plus, or roll the 1d6 plus 4. Or no. Yeah, 1d6. Roll an extra 1d6.
That's what the 10 is beneath it.
Ah,
1d6 plus 4.
Okay.
Damage I can roll separately.
okay. Okay.
Right? Did I do that right? Oh,
Yeah, we'll just take 17 damage. Yeah. The Baylor crumples and falls. It is now Taela's turn.
Pew pew. Let's see. So the only one in melee range is the one next to Nope.
No, there's also the one next to Camrith now. Wait, no, he's dead.
Okay,
Never mind.
because that was gonna. So, okay, I'll do a sneak attack.
Okay.
Though I suspect I have more sneak attack die now than I did when I went to sleep.
Yeah, that Baylor also crumbles. Okay. And with that Baylor dying, you start to notice something else rising above the battlefield. A rather large globe of. I forgot to have them attack. I just realized that. Crap. I'm not. Yeah. Shit. Fuck. Okay. Never mind. They're dead already. This thing begins to rise up above the battlefield, and you see a pair of dark jet black wings sprouting from its back, and a black fog sort of falling down from it and spreading out across the battlefield. And as the black fog starts, the humans, the knights, it begins to immediately kill them.
That's not good.
Enialis, the scroll is now writing again, by the way.
Okay.
And as it's writing out the words, and you're the only one that knows this, so you guys can't metagame unless he tells you this, but it's writing out, time is short. You must find them. You must find the words. And then it zips back up and the gate closes. And you all awake, sweaty and gross, because you didn't have a very good sleep.
Okay, weird. I'm gonna jump out of bed and start looking for books that might explain what that happened.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm gonna go look for someone. Actually, no. You know what I'm gonna do first? I'm gonna check to see if the mark where I stabbed myself with a pen's still there.
You do see a bloody hole in your hand, yes.
All right. Well then.
And a bloody pen from the desk.
Go find everyone.
Yeah, I'm going to do some talking.
That's a great
I
question.
just collecting myself in my room.
Did we all suddenly wake up, or was it just as if we were dreaming and we could still be sleeping?
As far as you know, you are awake in your bed.
I can't still be having the dream play out, act like I'm swinging my axe. I was enjoying this dream.
Sure, yeah. You wake up smashing things in your room.
Perfect.
Several frightened scribes are running from Nope's, from the direction of Nope's room.
And after a little while, I go out and check to see if the others experienced the same thing I did.
Yeah. Check. Say hi. Bandage my hand.
Seeing that Setalli isn't out, I will go check on her.
Do you guys have the same similar dream? Well, you'll know it if you did.
Yeah.
Okay. We should find a priest of Ogma and see if it's a normal thing that happens in here.
I'm sure I can help out with that.
Gamrith, what the hell is going on in this place?
Oh, would that I knew. I have no idea.
Well, find somebody who can, because I'm not going to sleep again. Or maybe I should. Thoughts?
Nor am I. I'm not going to leave until I find out what happened.
I wander out and up to the others and stretch and say, I had the most wonderful dream.
Not now, nope.
Yeah, you look like you're enjoying it. Is that normal for you?
Have dreams of killing things?
Sure.
Fairly regular. Never about any of you, though.
Can we go find a priest? I have a question. What time is it?
What time is it? It's morning.
Okay.
Are there any priests around that we can see?
Yeah, there's plenty around. They're mostly fleeing from yeah, mostly fleeing from Nope, sorry.
But I would kind of know their routine, right? Like I'd know where I'd be able to
yes.
find them.
Yeah. I mean, you could just grab one of them running away from
Got it.
from
I do
Nope.
that.
One near me.
Yeah. So yeah, he's just like, it's like, madman is in there destroying his room.
Yes, and we'll make sure that we cover all expenses. But first, what is happening here?
There's a madman destroying his room.
Before we
I
came
was
here.
sleeping.
Not now, nope. Before we came here.
What do you mean before you came here?
Tell me anything that happened out of the ordinary over the last, I don't know, week.
Well, brother, April has been taking out an extra book or two per week, from the library, and they're
The
mostly
what?
romance books.
Even.
But other than that, it's pretty normal.
Stetson, what would be the head priest's name or title?
High Priest of Agma.
I would like to speak to the high priest.
He is very busy, but you can follow me. You can see if you can speak with his his assistant. We can maybe get you in by the end of the week.
Look, we may have just had a vision of the future or the past, and it was pretty bad. So, do you accept bribes?
Maybe. What sort of books do you have?
We do have these wonderful set of tarot cards.
I have. No, that's too important. Let's. I have the Book of Unknowable Things. Unbound.
His eyes light up, and he's like, "Follow me, follow me." He takes you to the center of the temple. which is actually just a giant library. There's not really like a place that he's going to be like proselytizing at, but there's a man at a podium in the center of the giant library. Much like a head librarian, you suspect that that is the assistant. What do you say?
Camera through the top.
It's a rather urgent need. We're looking for the High Priest. We are concerned about something that happened over the night, a possible vision that we had.
Bah! There's no such thing as visions. Probably you just read some fantastical story.
I did indeed read a wonderful memoir last night, but I have a feeling that it is totally unconnected to what we experienced.
He adjusts his glasses and he's like, Is that Camrith? Where have you been?
It's a long story. We'll talk later. I need to see the High Priest. We need to see the High Priest.
He frowns, but he is like, all right, I'm gonna go do that. And he disappears in there to go talk to the High Priest into this little enclave. So he comes back a few minutes later and he motions for you to follow him into the little enclave.
Give a small bow. Motion for everyone to follow.
Sec. As you enter, so it's a massive library, and this looks like a little reading nook. Actually, there's thousands of books behind like metal bars, and a very wizened old man sits in the center of this room reading a book. And he motions for you all to take a seat.
I sit down.
Bow and then have a seat.
I plop down.
He frowns, but he doesn't look up from his book, noticing the loud thump from the large barbarian man.
Please forgive my friend.
The old elf looks up and is like, Camrith, is that you? Where have you been?
It is. I've been wandering around ever since I left the gatekeepers. And we journeys with my friends brought me back here for the night. But we are very concerned about a vision that all five of us shared.
He motions for you and he's like, have some tea.
I greatly accept.
Tea for everybody or just for him?
For everybody.
I'll have some tea.
Now tell me of these, and he puts up air quotes, visions.
I squint my eyes just a little bit, but then I basically just detail everything from Taela being recognized as commander to Setalli's Eldritch bolts to Enialis flying around, and the scroll, and the
I'll fill in.
oh,
Well, there's another thing.
okay.
In the vision, I gated in a servant of Agma who told me that it was the future and that we must find the words to speak.
He frowns at you and is like, "Bah, that's utter nonsense. But I'm glad you're back. You can resume your duties in the library, Camrith." Simple. There are two options here. One, that you had a fantastical vision that led to all of you seeing the end of the world, or two, you all heard the same story at some inn somewhere along the road and happened to dream it.
There's another thing. I vision may not be the right word. I stabbed myself in the vision to see if I was dreaming, and I didn't wake up, but it did hurt, and there's a hole in my hand. When I woke up, the hole, as you can see, I unwrapped the bandage and show him, is still there.
So you managed to injure yourself having a very eventful dream. Amazing. I am his high priest. This is a good question, Camrith. How long has he known you?
I was at the monastery for 3 years.
3 years. You mean other than simply up and walking away from the church? He sighs and he's like, "Listen, I know that every young adventurer believes that they're going to save the world, but trust me, you just had a very, very eventful dream, and I can't have you wandering around blaspheming about Agma showing up and speaking directly to you either. So I would ask that you not spread that information." For servant of Agma, retconning.
This is out of character for a second. So before we came down here, like right when we found all these gatekeeper stuff before we traveled out, I remember mentioning this very briefly because I was just reading it off of my bio, but I just want to bring it back to your attention because I'm going to talk about this right now.
Okay.
When I was still a full member of the gatekeepers after I had left this monastery, my I don't know, friend, I guess, colleague, probably a better word, was killed. His name was Asan, and this particular group that killed him left little notes saying gatekeepers will never know. So his name was Asan, and he found a shrine dedicated to the prophet of Malar, who's god of the hunt, I believe.
Yes.
And so that's why I left the monastery and the gatekeepers, because I'm trying to find what's happening. So I bring all that up again with the high priest.
Mhm.
I say, listen, and talk about Asan and blah, blah, blah.
He's like, "Oh yes, your first fantastical tale that some mystery agent killed your friend and not a highwayman. I really do object to this preposterous."
Wow, you are just completely useless, aren't you?
He glowers at you and he's like, "Out, out!" And Camrith, I expect you back at your post by tomorrow morning. I'll give you a day to rest.
No, he is way too useful for that. Thank you for nothing. Yeah, we should probably go.
Thanks for the tea.
Okay. Well, so like the Temple of Agma, and this is something that cameras will know, is sort of like it's not like they do listen to the, like, if he were to be like, you are all banned forever, they would be like, okay, you can't interact with him. But if he's like, I don't like you, everyone else kind of does their own thing. It's very, very individualistic because you're supposed to get your, like, you're supposed to come to your own knowledge. There is some like theism or like uh, traditionalism in the sense of like odd things aren't really acknowledged, but it's not like they're going to be like, all right, you're shut out forever. Okay.
Do I?
Yeah, there's plenty of people that could
I would
actually.
imagine.
Yeah. So yeah, you find a random person. Oh fuck! Oh, that's not what I meant to close. You find a random person that is able to identify the scrolls. One is a scroll of good to berry. Good to berry.
If that's the spell I remember, it was.
It's really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goodberry. Yes. The other is not that one because it's a random one. The other one is a scroll of mage armor. Yes, you can the. Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up once. Well, I have it here, but I'll read it out to you. You can also just Google Goodberry. Yeah, up to 10 berries appear in your hand or infused with magic for a duration. A creature can use this action to eat one berry. Eating a berry restores 1 hit point. The berry provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day. The berry loses their potency if they are not consumed within 24 hours of casting the spell. Welcome to the Goodberry, home of the Goodberry. Can I take your order? Yes.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Eh,
you can attempt to engage him in this conversation if you'd like. He closes his book and shuffles off away from you without speaking to you about it. I mean, you can roll. You don't have to roll an insight check. You can just see he's like offended / afraid to speak with you about this because, yeah, it appears it's more based around that fact that it's gotten around that you're spreading weird rumors. Now, if Camrith were to invent an NPC that would fit within his backstory, we could certainly look into that.
Mm-hmm. Let me peruse my memory for the next 30 seconds.
Amara?
Amara is her name.
Okay.
Well, she is being a female elf. She's already rather isolated, specifically for her gender. But she has taken an interest and known to take an interest in those rather fantastic visions. Has done some reading on the topics before.
Okay, so you set off to Amara's tower. In Camrith, you knock on the door in a certain pattern, in whatever you want that pattern to be. And you don't really hear anything. What do you do?
I wait 12 seconds.
You wait 12 seconds. Okay. The door swings open.
My goodness, it's great to see you again.
Out of nowhere, there's a flash, and a woman has tackled Camrith to the ground and is now kissing him furiously.
Goodness.
Well, this explains the last.
Whether it's against his will or not is up to him.
I very flustered. Push her off and stand up. Hey. Good
Oh,
to see you
Camrith.
again.
You've returned, my love. She's still clinging to you. I haven't seen you since my brother and his awful accident. Come in, come in, come in.
I turn back to everyone, I smile, and I continue in.
I'll let you guys catch up. I'll be in my quarters.
Yeah, so you walk up um, to her room, and she's like, "Tea."
Please. I tell her all about the high priest meeting that we just had.
That old bag. He's been here far too long. No one can be in a position for 700 years without going a bit authoritarian.
Mm. Yes, and I kind of mused to myself, wondering why we didn't come to her first.
That's a great question. Why didn't you go to her first? So what are you looking for?
I relay all the information about the vision, meeting, and everything that Enialis brought up, and the general and the demons and insignia that we saw.
She is like, mm-hmm. And then she puts on a very ridiculous pair of goggles and begins like citing them as she looks against a very large wall of books. And is clearly in thought. It's so there's one of the walls is just ceiling to floor books, and then there is a series of scientific instruments on the other wall, and a telescope aiming out, very like traditional sort of scholar in a fantasy realm sort of thing. As you go near something without turning your head, she's like, "Don't touch that unless you really, really like being green."
I just kind of look at Setalli and meekly shrug my shoulders.
She makes a motion with her hands, and a book comes floating down the uh, from the wall to her hands. I live my life on being bold, my dear. Why do you think? Why do you think that I have chosen Camrith as my mate? No one is more bold than him.
We'll agree to disagree on that one.
Anyway, so she hands you the book that she's reading, and she's like, "I think this might be of interest to you. Do any of you speak Abyssal or read Abyssal?" Perfect. I have no idea what this says, but I'm sure it has something to do with this. Here you go. As you begin to read through it, a glow starts to form around you of dark of like a, well, it's not really a glow, it's a lack of a glow. There's a dark sort of void forming around you as you read the words aloud. You do not, but everyone else does.
I step behind Taela.
What? No. Fuck off. I can move through your space. I step back behind you. Say, Setalli?
I grab you, turn around, grab you by the shoulders, and plant you back in front of me, and keep my hands there.
Setalli, you may want to
You do look up at them saying your name, but you keep reading. That is correct.
I whack her with the pommel of my rapier.
That startles her enough to drop the book. And yes, yeah. Amara runs up and is like, "Fascinating. Can you do that again?" I'll give you a hint. It's not good. Okay. Yeah, you do. It's you can detect an evil magic from this book. You did get, yes, you do recognize that like what it was so it's kind of insidious. It's simultaneously like um the description of the words of power, but also it is because of the way that the abyssal language is structured. It also is a summoning for demonic power, not the great demonic power, but a summoning. So you do know that, uh, so, because this is important, I have to put on my important voice. What you have discovered is that the various deities of good have taken steps to ensure that the words never reach um, the words of men again, or never reach men again. And to do so, they have broken up the um, the tablets that contain them and hidden them each within their within monuments important to their deities.
So we gotta find the words then. Is that the good deities knowing? Or maybe with them knowing.
Yes. So let me find the list here and how they relate to things. Oh, as it turns out, one of them is indeed Tyr.
That BRB for me.
I need to find them, though. I think I have the list now. I hope I'm not missing someone. Okay. As soon as Tim gets back, I'll list them off.
Looks like one of those animated dolls.
I'm back.
So short.
He likes.
Who's playing the blackface edgelord?
Take a guess.
Wait, hold on. Which, the actual black face or the brown face?
The blackface.
It's Josh.
I'm
Why?
gonna have to quit in
Josh?
about five minutes.
Okay. Well, I will. Then I'll just share the list. Okay. So, the list of gods that took the list of the followers of these gods anyway. Tyr, who is worshipped in the human lands. Tamora, worshipped. Oh, actually, I shouldn't tell you guys. Tyr, Tamora, Sune, or Sune, Saloon, and Corlan Larethian. Sure. Sune, Sune, Saloon, Selune, and Corlan Larethian, Corellon Larethian. Ah. Well, Corellon Larethian is the creator of the elves, as you know, and is their major elven deity. He's chaotic good. Teamora is the goddess of commerce and primarily worshipped among the gnomes. Tyr, the main god, god of justice, primarily worshipped by the humans. Saloon is the goddess of the moon. She's primarily worshipped by the dragonkin. And Soon is the goddess of hedonists and primarily worshipped nowhere, but there's a large portion of her followers in the northern tribes. You did not.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes. Well, you don't really know anyone that there's any direct relations with Coralon. Coralon. You are in the right place. This is the major elven city of Hyena Land. Yes. So, I think we should probably end there if Forrest has to go. So.
I do.
Okay.